Nicola Peltz Beckham has finally broken his silence, and his revelations are sending shockwaves across the internet. The eldest son of David and Victoria Beckham has spoken candidly about the estrangement from his parents, making it clear that for now, he has no intention of reconciling. In an explosive post on his Instagram stories, Brooklyn stated, "I do not want to reconcile with my family. I am not being controlled. I am simply standing up for myself for the first time in my life." But that was just the beginning. The 26-year-old launched heavy accusations, claiming David and Victoria have manipulated the media throughout his entire life to curate the family's public image, a narrative Brooklyn is no longer willing to accept. At the heart of the storm is his relationship with his wife, Nicola Peltz. Brooklyn accuses his parents of interfering in their relationship since before they were married. He recalls with bitterness the night before his wedding, when certain family members allegedly told him that Nicola was not true blood and therefore not part of the family. Since he began asserting his independence, Brooklyn claims he has faced constant attacks, both private and public, orchestrated by his parents through the press. "My wife has been consistently disrespected," he added, emphasizing that every attempt at unity has failed. Brooklyn's message is a cry for independence. He and Nicola want to build a life away from the polished image, the manipulation, and the constant spotlight. All they seek is peace, privacy, and happiness for their future together. The parents' official stance has almost always been to never respond directly to controversy. Sources close to the couple report that David and Victoria are blindsided and deeply hurt by Brooklyn's public outbursts. For them, family matters should be kept private, and seeing their son use Instagram to attack them is seen as a betrayal of Beckham values. Victoria, in particular, has maintained a front of unity. Her public statements are often indirect. On social media, she consistently posts family photos, often throwbacks featuring Brooklyn, to emphasize their bond while ignoring the tension. In interviews, when asked about Brooklyn's marriage, she often replies, "As parents, we just want our children to be happy. Brooklyn has found his path and we will always support him." This is seen as a diplomatic way to deny any claims of excessive control. Regarding the allegations of disrespect toward Nicola Peltz, which initially stemmed from Nicola not wearing a Victoria Beckham dress at the wedding, sources close to Victoria clarified that she was ready and happy to design the gown. They claim it was Nicola who went MIA and failed to respond to the atelier's calls, forcing Victoria to step aside at the last minute. David Beckham is known to be fiercely protective of the family brand. He reportedly had a harsh confrontation with Brooklyn following his son's interviews, telling him, "We don't do this in our family," referring to the public statements. From David's perspective, Brooklyn is disowning the very roots that gave him the career and visibility he enjoys today. The situation has escalated drastically in recent weeks. This is no longer just about rumors or social media frostiness. Brooklyn has officially taken legal action against David and Victoria Beckham. According to major international outlets like the Daily Mail and The Sun, Brooklyn has sent a cease and desist letter to his parents via the law firm Schillings, famously known for representing figures like Prince Harry. The demands are peremptory: legal contact only. David and Victoria may no longer call, text, or seek out Brooklyn directly. All communication must go through their respective legal teams. Social media ban: Brooklyn has expressly demanded that his parents stop tagging him in posts or speaking about him on social platforms. End to the public narrative. The injunction warns the parents against making public statements about him in an effort to end what he calls the manipulation of the family image. A bizarre detail emerged regarding the final straw that led to the social media block. Apparently, Victoria violated the terms of the legal request by liking a recipe video, a roast chicken, posted by Brooklyn. Brooklyn interpreted that like not as an act of affection, but as a way of marking territory and ignoring his request for distance. Within 48 hours, Brooklyn blocked not only his parents, but also his brother Cruz on Instagram. Why this drastic move? According to sources close to the couple, Brooklyn felt humiliated and constantly portrayed by the media as his wife's hostage. He claims his parents' pressure and constant public intrusion were damaging his mental health and causing chronic anxiety. He accuses Victoria of inviting people from his past, ex-girlfriends, to public events specifically to make him and his wife uncomfortable. Rumors also suggest the feud peaked when the parents allegedly denied Brooklyn funds for a house in California, attempting to use money as leverage to bring him back to London under their control. Many critics point out that Brooklyn would never have secured luxury brand contracts, magazine covers, or funding for his sauce line, Cloud 23, if his name weren't Beckham. However, new legal filings from Brooklyn explain his side of this paradox. He claims that weeks before the wedding, his parents tried to make him sign a contract ceding the commercial rights to his name to a company controlled by the Beckhams. For Brooklyn, this was the ultimate proof that he was a product to them, not a son. By refusing that contract, he chose to manage the Brooklyn brand himself, viewing it as an act of rebellion rather than hypocrisy. For the parents, it was likely an attempt to protect the family estate and ensure the Beckham name wasn't used for subpar or out-of-control projects. The role of Nicola Peltz is considered by many communication experts, and allegedly by his parents, as the true engine behind Brooklyn's transformation from daddy's boy to legal rebel. The first major sign was the wedding. Adding her surname, Peltz, was a statement of intent. Nicola comes from a family with an estimated net worth of $1.6 billion, far exceeding that of the Beckhams. This gave Brooklyn the financial cover to clash with his parents without fearing economic repercussions. He no longer needs David's money to maintain his lifestyle. It is said that Nicola, alongside her father Nelson, a billionaire investor known for his business ruthlessness, convinced Brooklyn that his parents were using him. Nicola pushed Brooklyn to surround himself with a new team of lawyers and PR agents, entirely disconnected from the Beckhams' long-standing associates. She was the one who drove him to create Cloud 23, attempting to position him as a serious, independent entrepreneur. Nicola is a master of indirect communication. While Brooklyn drops the legal bombs, she manages the public image. While Victoria posts nostalgic family photos, Nicola shares content showing a happy, relaxed, and finally free Brooklyn. She has been accused of creating a bubble around him, distancing him from his old London friends and his siblings, replacing them with her own circle in Miami and Los Angeles. Sources close to Victoria use harsh terms, suggesting Nicola is trying to turn Brooklyn into a Peltz through and through. Nicola, however, maintains she simply gave Brooklyn the strength to see the truth, that his parents only loved him as long as he was useful to their business. The situation has also heavily impacted the siblings, who seem to have openly sided with their parents, leading to a total breakdown in their relationship with Brooklyn. Cruz revealed that he and his parents woke up blocked by Brooklyn on Instagram. Brooklyn countered by claiming his brothers were sent by his parents to attack him on social media. The youngest brother, Cruz, 20, has been the most vocal in defending David and Victoria, categorically denying they stopped following Brooklyn. Mom and Dad would never stop following their son. Let's be clear, they are the ones who were blocked. For months, Cruz posted cryptic notes on Instagram with phrases like, "You're a fraud," and "Karma will get you." Romeo, 23, has followed Victoria's lead, exclusion. In his 2025 year in review, Romeo thanked his parents, sister Harper, Cruz, and his girlfriend Kim Turnbull, completely omitting Brooklyn. The relationship between Romeo and Brooklyn reportedly soured further due to Kim Turnbull. Brooklyn allegedly admitted to feeling uncomfortable around her due to a rumored past fling, leading Nicola to ban her from their events. Kim Turnbull has become central to this feud, as she represents the exact opposite of Nicola Peltz in Victoria's eyes. While Nicola is the rebel daughter-in-law, Kim has become the perfect one. Victoria has formed a strong bond with Kim, frequently posting photos with her and calling her part of the family. Fans see this as a constant swipe at Nicola. The tension is deeply personal. Brooklyn is reportedly extremely uneasy with Kim's presence because of their alleged past. He has stated that seeing his family adopt Kim and take her everywhere is a lack of respect toward him and his wife. Nicola has reportedly imposed a total ban on Kim at any event they attend, creating a massive logistical rift. During Victoria's fashion shows or David's birthdays, the family has to literally split up to avoid a scene. Romeo is said to be furious that his girlfriend is being treated as persona non grata by his older brother. Even 14-year-old Harper 7 has been indirectly pulled in. Brooklyn has accused his parents of using Harper's image to fuel the perfect family narrative on social media as a contrast to his departure. The figure of David Beckham in this saga is perhaps the most tragic. While Victoria is the brand strategist, David has always been the symbol of family unity. However, the final breaking point occurred during the pinnacle of his career, his knighthood. 2025 was the year David finally became Sir David Beckham. For a man who dedicated his life to the English national team and charity, this was his ultimate goal. At the solemn ceremony, Victoria, Romeo, Cruz, and Harper were all present. Brooklyn's seat remained empty. His team cited unavoidable work commitments in the U.S. related to Cloud 23, but sources close to Buckingham Palace say David was visibly shaken. For him, his eldest son's absence on such a sacred day was a disavowal of his roots and a personal insult. While Victoria responded with social media coldness, David tried for months to mediate behind the scenes. He reportedly met Brooklyn alone at a Miami hotel to convince him to attend the investiture. Brooklyn allegedly told him he could not celebrate an empire that had crushed him for years. David, a man of deep devotion to his own parents, cannot fathom his son's actions. He remains the only one who hasn't stopped messaging Brooklyn, despite the legal warnings. He was reportedly devastated to receive formal emails from Brooklyn's lawyers telling him to cease all unauthorized direct contact. In recent appearances, David appears somber. His narrative as the perfect family man has been shattered by the person who once wore his name with the most pride. Is this the end of the Beckhams as we knew them? Brooklyn is seeking peace away from his parents' spotlight, but the question remains, can you truly erase your past with a lawyer's letter? Whose side are you on? Team Brooklyn or Team Sir David? Let us know in the comments.